All right, cool. That's nice. Now you can hear me. Hi, good morning. Please sing along with this song that we're going to start off the morning with. And your words are one by one. It goes like this. One by one. One by one. Yeah. One by one. Drop by drop the bucket fills. Pours over the brim. Love by love, the heart is filled. Can't go back again. This crazy world makes no sense at all. So much beauty, so much hurt. If you step up and I step up, we'll find out what it's worth. There's nothing left to lose. One by one, we face into the rain and turn our flesh into flame. One by one, we breathe into the pain. You can't take fire, feel afraid. One by one, one by one, with this remaining shred of hope, we have a choice to make. All together and on our own. Will we bend or will we break? And in this brief moment of peace, will we feed the war machine? Or will we find the strength that it takes to fall down on our knees? There's nothing left to lose. One by one, we face into the rain and turn our flesh into flame. One by one,
upon a time, there was a little pebble. And it looked something like this. It was in a pile amongst many others that looked like it. And they were all gray, and they had several sides. And these sides were a little bit different, so each one was unique. Among these pebbles, there were crystals as well. They were beautiful stones, and they each had different sides too, and all of their sides were a little bit different. But the crystals were brilliant colors. They were red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, white, all of the colors of the rainbow, and everything in between. Now, these crystals were considered the elders of the stone family, and the pebbles were considered the youngers. The pebbles went to faith development classes to learn about the mysteries of the world. They learned about themselves and their own natures. They learned about how to be in good relationship with one another and their stone community. And they learned how to make a positive difference in the world. One pebble in particular was very curious about all of the mysteries, and they asked their quartz teacher lots and lots of questions. Questions like, where do I come from? Who am I? What is this world? The pebble greatly admired one of the crystals. They were so beautiful and bright, and light seemed to shine from them in all directions. The pebble wanted to be like them. The crystal was a good and wise teacher, and they said to the pebble, "You're already shining with light that is beautiful and bright. Just watch me, and you'll know what I mean." The pebble looked at the crystal and saw a fiery red light shining from them. In our rainbow principles, the crystal said, red stands for the respect that we offer to one another as individuals. And they learned together about the inherent worth and dignity of every stone. The pebble looked at the crystal, and they noticed an warm orange light, and it was emanating from another part of the crystal. Orange means that we offer fair and kind treatment to all. And together they learned about justice, equity, and compassion in their relationships. When a sparkling yellow light shone from another one of the crystal's facets, the teacher explained, yellow means that we yearn to learn and grow with others. So they learned about and practiced joyful acceptance and encouraged one another's spiritual growth. Now, see this green light, said the crystal. That means that we grow by searching freely for what is true. And in their classes, they searched for truth and meaning in a free and responsible way. What about that beautiful blue light that I see dancing there? Asked the pebble. Blue means that we believe in our own conscience and practice democracy, the crystal explained. And the purple? What is that precious purple light? The crystal smiled. Purple signifies the work that we do to make a world of peace with freedom for all. Then the pebble noticed that when all these colors came together, they created a white light. And the pebble exclaimed, I know what the white light means. It means that we are a part of the interdependent web of life. The pebble was really content with this knowledge. Together, the pebble and the crystal worked and played and practiced these wonderful principles. Then one day, the pebble noticed another light, a pink light. And they said, what is that color? At first, I thought it was already a part of the colors, but now I see that it's its very own light. And the crystal answered, that pink light is the light of beloved community. It's a light that shines on us and illuminates the work we do to create a world free from racism and oppression. I'm so proud of you because you have come such a long way and learned so much. And then the pebble asked, does that mean I'm more like you now? Does that mean that I can shine with a light of all the colors of the rainbow? It does, in fact, said the crystal. But you see, you've always been shining with these beautiful lights. When you've been learning about ourselves and practicing our principles, you've also been learning about yourself. Because you see, my facets are mirrors. So when you've been looking at my colors, what you actually saw is yourself. All I've done is mirror who you truly are.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me okay? Yes. This is good? Okay. Welcome to the First Unitarian Society of Ithaca, where we seek to connect, inspire, and engage. My name is Madonna Stallman, and I'm very pleased to be your celebration associate this morning. Thank you so much for joining us today for an all-ages celebration. If you are a newcomer here with us today in the sanctuary, I invite you to fill out a yellow, it's a yellow card in the pocket in front of you on the pew. Fill out that yellow card in the pew pocket and put it in the collection plate, or go to the welcome table and I'll be there, or Joanne will be there afterwards to greet you and you can introduce yourself. For those watching online, you can fill out the newcomer's welcome form on the homepage of our website. This will get you connected to all that is happening in this organization. Before we get started, I have a couple of announcements. Today, 12:30 to 2:30, play date at Stewart Park. Near the playground, lunch will be provided. Additional snacks and drinks to share are welcome. Next Friday, June 2nd at 7 p.m., we have the honor of hosting a poetry reading by Tompkins County Poet Laureate Janie Bibby. Janie will read her poetry here in the sanctuary. A reception and conversation will follow in the parlor. We still need volunteers to help table next weekend at the Ithaca Festival. Please sign up by the end of the day today. If we do not have enough helpers, we will not be able to participate in this once-yearly opportunity to connect with the greater Ithaca community. There is a paper sign-up at the welcome table and an online form in the emailed weekly announce. Today, in the spirit of remembrance, we acknowledge Memorial Day, a time to honor individuals whose lives have been lost in service to our country. That concludes my announcements, but please check the last couple pages of your order of service or read the weekly announcement email sent each Wednesday for details about these and other upcoming events. Now let us take a moment to greet those around us. This morning, while Emily lights our chalice, please join me in reading some different chalice lighting words, which are printed in the order of service. Pardon me. Oh, if you would like, you can do the motions with Emily while you're reciting this. We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the faith of the open mind, the loving hearts, and the helping hands. We take care of the earth, answer the call of justice, and welcome all who enter.
I have some friends who agreed to help with our baskets for our Side with Love collection. We are collecting for the Dignity Pantry, which moved to the Loaves and Fishes space. I'm going to invite everyone else to rise in body or spirit for our first hymn, number 346. Good morning, friends. I'm so filled with joy to be here with you this morning. Before we begin our time for wonder, we have some more owls to add to our tree. Super exciting. All right, so both Juliana Garcia and Rita Barber have volunteered to be in our pre-K classroom. Big round of applause. Thank you so much. Juliana is in the fall, and Rita is in the spring. We gotta make sure we put them on the right branch. We have it all divided here. There are still many bear branches and lots of opportunities for you to get involved too, and we would love to have you. All right, friends, I want to invite anyone who wants to come on up and join me on the steps to do so now. Come on up, come on up. Hi. Hi, friends. Hi, come on up too. All right, who hasn't gotten to open the Wonder Box lately? I'm gonna have Alder. You wanna open up our Wonder Box? What'd you find inside? A bag. What kind of a bag?
It's a reusable
It's a reusable bag. What kind of things would you put in it? What kind of things do you think you'd put in the bag? It is a Wegmans bag.
Like, you could use it for grocery shopping.
For grocery shopping. Yeah. So Ruth Gibson tells us that the purpose of religion is to feed the spirit. So you might say that it's kind of like the food that we eat. So most of us get our food from the store. And in fact, I think I saw some food and drink around the sanctuary this morning. Friends, can you help me? Can you see if there are any bits of food or things to drink kind of around the sanctuary this morning? All right, what are we finding? We've got some seltzer, we've got some organic bunnies. What else? Did you find something back there? Yeah, we got some goldfish, rainbow goldfish. A pineapple. Ooh. All right, friends, what did we find? So, we need our bag up here too. Come on up with the bag. So, we take food home to help to feed ourselves and our loved ones with food that is nourishing, right? And as we learn and grow in our understanding about what is healthy, we might make changes like add new things to the bags, take things out. So can you all see if you can, oh, you found that too. Can you see if you can fit those things in the bag for me? Can you work together and see if you can fit the things in the bag? So sometimes our bag isn't big enough, it looks like. Can we get everything in there? Yeah, sometimes our bag isn't big enough. Sometimes we need a bigger or a better bag. Did we kind of manage to get it all in there?
I bet I can carry all of it.
So our faith is kind of like a bag in which we carry around all of these ideas and knowledge and action which feed and sustain our spirit. So, but what happens when the bag's already full? So friends, what happens if we try to add this too? What might we have to do? We might have to take something out in order to make it fit. Sometimes we even find that things in there are expired and they're not serving us anymore. If we take things out, can we make it fit? Or is there still not enough room? So we could get rid of the goldfish. Is there something? What do you think, friends? Wait, what do you think if I opened this up and I took out its component parts? Now, could you fit them in? You want to try? Well, first see if you can get them in the bag. So if we took it open and we kind of broke it down into its parts, then can we fit it in our bag?
Yeah, can we eat some afterwards?
You can, yep.
I love these. I'm gonna eat them.
I'm definitely not gonna eat any pineapple. It makes my mouth bleed.
Definitely not going to eat any pineapple. It also sometimes makes my mouth feel a little bit sore.
We should have got rid of
I have that.
We should have got rid of the gold.
So, we do this, friends. Now my box is empty. We do this with our faith as well, right? So we're a living faith, meaning that we change and grow. And sometimes that means that we have to remove things to make room for new things. And again, sometimes it means we have to open things up and take out the parts that are serving us, that are nourishing us, so that it fits back together in a way that is useful for us and our community and the world. So friends, can you think of anything that you used to think that you don't think anymore? Yeah.
I used to think that if you run out of stuff, you can't go to the store if you forget. If you're already at the store, you can't go back to it.
You used to think that when something was lost, it was lost forever? Yeah, but it is true. We can find things that we have lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost. Yeah.
So,
My dog.
you did.
And it was in the basement.
It was in the basement. That's a funny place for it to be.
It was a very small dog.
Okay.
I found it.
So growth and change and transformation, this is a part of living in this world and this community and this faith. All right, so thank you for helping me with my bag, friends. Hold on, we're gonna take a moment for joys and sorrows, and then we're gonna move into our meditation. So I'm gonna invite you, if you'd like to take one fruit snack, you can go back to your seat so you can actually hang out up here for joys and sorrows if you wanna be here for the meditation too, okay? Everyone get one? All right.
I'm staying.
Good morning. In a spirit of reverence, love, and care, we take time now to bear witness to some of the joys and sorrows of our community. If you have a joy or sorrow or an appreciation, please send them to joysandsorrows@uuithaca.org by 9 a.m. on Sunday. And please bear in mind that our service is live streamed when you consider the private nature of these joys and sorrows. We want to share those events that call for our prayers and support, our praise and celebration. From the Doria family, Steve, Joan, and August are sad to share that Steve's mother, Agnes, has recently been diagnosed with stage 4 esophageal cancer. Steve has been visiting and caring for her in Connecticut where she lives. They are hoping the treatment will bring Agnes ease and increased quality of life. Please keep the Doria family in your hearts. From Amelia Hebbick, please join friends and family of Oliver Habect in a celebration of his life at a UU memorial service to be held on Saturday, June 17th. The service will be held here in the sanctuary at 2 p.m., followed by a reception in the annex. Our thoughts are with the family of Stephanie Zerilli, age 57, of Lansing, passed away Monday, May 1st, in her home, surrounded by her children and loved ones. We have an appreciation for leadership for our recent annual meeting, with beautiful new traditions and music, which helped everything run exceedingly smoothly. Thank you all so much. For those we are holding in our thoughts, in our hearts, and perhaps in our prayers, let us call these names out loud into this community, into this space of healing and hope. We extend loving kindness to all in our world, and let us not forget to extend loving kindness to ourselves. Today, tomorrow, and beyond, may our hands be outstretched in kindness, and let us keep showing up to our lives and each other with an open heart, no matter what. Love and courage to us all. Blessed be, and amen.
I invite you to take a moment to get comfortable in your body. This could mean simply bringing awareness to your physical form. It could be relaxing, leaning back, lengthening your spine, or sitting down. Close your eyes and allow your body to become very still. It is very dark. Imagine the blackness around you. Now feel the love inside of you. The love is like a light, and it exists at your very center. Feel this love and light. Imagine that this light is expanding into the darkness, turning into sunshine, sparkling with all of the colors of the rainbow. Know that you can bring this light to people who are sad or lonely or afraid. You can bring them sunshine and light by sharing your love with them. As you open your eyes, take a few moments to look around and notice all of the people here today that you can share your light and love with.
That was so lovely. I just kind of found it hard to move out of that. But we will move on to our offering. Each week, we take an offering to sustain the important ministries and programs of this congregation and its presence in Ithaca. Today is Shared Plate Offertory Day. Ithaca Welcomes Refugees will be the recipient organization of all money collected in today's offering. Ithaca Welcomes Refugees' mission is to partner with refugees and at-risk immigrants as they rebuild their lives in Tompkins County. Please give generously to today's plate to support them in their efforts. For those watching remotely, instructions for giving, use your phone or computer will appear on your screen during the offertory music and in the information below the live stream image on YouTube. For those attending in person, our ushers will pass the plate.
All right, I think that you all are advanced sing-along joiners, so we're gonna do a more involved one here. Emily's gonna help. So the first thing, we're gonna divide kind of in half, maybe just down the middle here. This is one, this is two. All right. So this is a song that's looking back from the future at how we kind of made things a little better, starting from our approach within. So we'll sing In Those Days, and it goes like this. In those days, 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 in those days. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice. In those days,
In those days, in those days, in those days, in those days, in those days.
all right. And the other thing, there's a whole lot of just repeating the thing that I just said. And so just follow Emily for those. In those days,
In those days, in those days,
in those days,
in those days, in those days.
in those days. In those days we chose to walk
Chose to walk
like the giants we are.
giants we are.
In those days we chose to walk
Chose to walk
like the giants we are.
giants we are.
And we held the world in arms, grown stronger with love. In the days to come,
In the days to come.
there may be many things that we forget, but this will not be one of them.
This will not be one of them.
Yeah. In those days,
In those days, in those days.
in those days,
In those days, in those days.
in those days, we agreed to respect
To respect
all the natural world.
natural world.
In those days, we agreed to respect
To respect
all the natural world.
natural world.
And we bowed our heads in thanks for all that we have. In the days to come,
In the days to come.
there may be many things that we forget, but this will not be one of them.
This will not be one of them.
Yeah, you sound so good. In those days,
In those days, in those days.
in those
In
days,
those days, in those days.
in those days we accepted that the universe
The universe
wants us to thrive.
wants us to thrive.
In those days we accepted that the universe wants us to thrive.
wants us to thrive.
And we lived each day with all of our courage and trust. In the days to come,
In the days to come,
there may be many things that we forget, but this will not be one of them.
this will not be one of them.
In those days,
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 in those
in those
days.
days, in those days.
Beautiful.
Please join me in saying the dedication of offering words printed in your order of service. May these gifts bring about connection, inspiration, and engagement within these walls and beyond.
Next month at General Assembly, UUs from all over the US and Canada will be discussing a shift in the way that we articulate our beliefs and principles as Unitarian Universalists. With great intention and care, leaders from this faith have presented us with a change from the familiar framework of 8 principles and 6 sources to a values-centered approach. This change invites us to explore the core values that underpin our faith and guide our actions in the world. This morning we started with a story about our 8 principles, which as a reminder are, we believe that each and every person is important. We believe that all people should be treated fairly and kindly. We believe that we should accept one another and keep on learning together. We believe that each person must be free to search for what is true and right in life. We believe that all persons should have a vote about the things that concern them. We believe in working for a peaceful, fair, and free world. We believe in caring for our planet Earth, and we believe we must build the beloved community free from racism and oppression. And we haven't explicitly talked about our 6 sources this morning, but those are direct experience, the words and deeds of prophetic people, wisdom from the world's religions, Jewish and Christian teachings, humanist beliefs in reason and science, and the spiritual teachings of earth-centered traditions. And then we explored how our faith is kind of like a bag of groceries. We rearranged the different parts, we took things out, we even opened up some packages and mixed it all around in a new and different way. And that's what these new values being proposed are. They're a new way of describing, but also fitting together the pieces of this faith. In fact, some of the language is taken directly from our current principles and sources. The proposed language for equity is, we declare that every person has the right to flourish with inherent dignity and worthiness. Many of you will recognize those words as a reflection of our first principle. This is our last Sunday of May, our month of exploring creativity, so I'm going to invite you to join me in a collaborative art project. So I created this board here. Get it open. That shows the proposed value system with love at the center. It includes equity, generosity, justice, interdependence, pluralism, and transformation. In the parlor, you may have noticed there are tables with art supplies. So there are colored circles and square white pieces of paper, as well as crayons, markers, glue, and scissors. What I'm going to invite you to do is to take one of those circles and draw a design on it. And this can be literal or it can be very, very abstract. Yeah, Madeline can be you can show them what I'm talking about. So there's little circles. You're going to draw something on there that represents to you a piece of this faith. So one of our principles or one of our sources. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take that circle that you've just made a design representing a part of our faith, and you're going to cut it into quarters. And then you're going to glue it back onto one of the white pieces, but you don't have to glue it back on as a circle. If you want, you can rearrange them, and you can make something new. You could even decorate the background. So once we've made our squares, we're going to come back to the sanctuary, and you probably can't see it from out there, but there's a little grid line that we drew, and we are going to attach these here until we make a new picture of what this faith is. So I'm going to show you the one that I made. So I chose the fourth principle, and I made a little chalice on it, and I rearranged it, and then I put some question marks, right, representing our search for truth. So there are lots of values it could go under. It could go under pluralism. It could go under equity. But I'm actually going to put it under transformation, our search for truth. So once we're all back together with our squares, I'm also going to invite people, if they'd like, when they come up, to just share briefly what they made and why they're putting it, where they're putting it. And that part is optional. We have some materials in here for anyone for whom moving into and out of the sanctuary feels challenging. All right, I'm going to open up the doors now, and I will strike the bowl when it is time to return. great too. I love that. All right, come on back in, friends. I have a microphone here for anyone who would like to share as you put your square up here on our picture. I'm going to stop. Everyone's gonna come all the way in. We can shut the door. Have everyone come all the way in. And we can have just a couple of minutes for anyone to share who'd like to share about what it is that they created this morning. Come on in, all the way in, friends. In fact, if we want to kind of snake our line up the middle and the center, come on in. What'd you make? Wow, I love that. That's really cool. All right, so as a reminder, if anyone wants to share, and you don't have to, there is a microphone right here. Do you want to share? You do? Can I help you? All right, we have someone who's going to share what they made. You want to tell everyone what you made?
I made a sunflower and it makes me happy.
And where did you put it? Under what?
Love.
Under love. Thank you. Yeah, of course you can.
I put all the stuff that I do for the community, like helping the composting, not getting that much food, and making my favorite plant.
And did you stick it up on our board?
Yeah,
Where'd you put it?
love.
Under love. We're going to run out of love. That's all right. Love is encompassed in all of these things, friend. I should say spaces. We never run out of love. It is infinite. Never run out of love. Anyone else, do you want to share? What'd you make?
I just love art, so I made some art.
Where are you going to put it? There, too. All right. Do you want to share?
Transformation to outreach.
Transformation to outreach. And if there are people who need help getting your piece of art up here onto our collage, let me know and we can come out and we can collect those from you and we can help stick it where it needs to go.
Both of mine went with love. One said love, and the other one had all of my family symbols.
So, look at what we created this morning. I'm gonna leave this with some supplies in the parlor for anyone who'd like to make a second or anyone who missed or who is at home, so that we can fill our entire picture up here. So we created something new and beautiful out of something that is familiar and cherished. Change doesn't mean throwing things away that have value. Sometimes it just means taking the best parts and rearranging them in a way that meets the needs of the present and the future. Thank you all so much for generously sharing your talents, your wisdom, and your creativity with this community today and every day. I'm going to invite you to rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 1017, Building a New Way. Talia's face was like a complicated map, full of ridges and wrinkles. Her back was bent, and when she walked, she shuffled. Still, she had a twinkle in her eye, and she always had a kind word for her neighbors, her children, her grandchildren, and her great-grandchildren. She spent most of her days in the rocking chair, looking out over her garden. If she had a visitor, she'd share memories of the good old days. When she was alone, she would remember to herself. Now and then she'd hum a little and wiggle her fingers. It was during one of these mornings that Talia surprised herself by coming up with an ambitious idea. She made a phone call. A few hours later, when the doorbell rang, the delivery person was patient, while she slowly shuffled over to the door. She directed him to carry the very tall, skinny parcel he had brought to a bare corner of the garden. He kindly helped her find the garden spade and pull over a lawn chair. Then she paid him and waved him off. Slowly, very slowly, she dug a big hole in the ground. It was hard work. Now and then she'd sit on her lawn chair and take a break, but she got back up several times until eventually the hole was just the right size. Slowly, very slowly, she shuffled and rotated the bottom of that tall, skinny parcel into the hole. She sat back down to inspect it and was satisfied. Slowly, very slowly, she began to push the dirt into the hole all around the bottom of that parcel. That, too, was hard work. Over and again, when she got tired, she sat down on the lawn chair to take a break. Then she got back up, and finally she was finished. She unwrapped the tall, skinny parcel, and there it was. You've probably guessed that it was a beautiful sapling tree. She sat down once again to admire it. About then, her neighbor arrived home and poked her head over the fence. She looked alarmed and said, "Talia, you be careful. What are you doing? Planting a tree? Ridiculous. Someone your age. Is it an almond tree? It won't produce almonds for years." Talia laughed as she pointed at a very old tree in the opposite corner of her garden. Some of its branches were broken right off, others were bent with age. Most of them were bare, even though it was the middle of spring. She said, "I'm like that old almond tree. My great-grandmother planted it. I loved to climb in it when I was a little girl. Its branches were broad and strong, and I felt safe there. Then, when I was a young woman, I picked some of its delicate pink blossoms and decorated my hair with them. I think it's how my husband came to notice me." The neighbor began to smile because, as usual, there was no stopping Talia or her story. "When I was a mother, I picked the almonds, roasted them to perfection, and served them to my family. When I was a grandmother, I rested in the shade of the almond tree. Now, I am a great-grandmother." Talia was looking very dreamy as she continued. "I have lots of time on my hands. I sit and remember as I look out my window. Mostly I'm happy with my life, but a little while ago, as I sat looking into my garden, I realized that I had never planted a tree. Never. It just didn't seem right. I have great-grandchildren." "Great-grandchildren?" asked the neighbor. Talia exclaimed, "Yes, they need an almond tree." "Of course," laughed the neighbor, as she pledged to herself to do something for her great-grandchildren too, even though she didn't have any yet. "I wonder what it will be. Perhaps she will plant a tree. What do you think?" As for Talia, after planting the tree, she returned to her rocking chair to look out the window over her garden and smile.
In closing, we will extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the bright spark of creativity in our hearts. This service has ended. Now let our true service begin. Go in peace.
All right, one more sing-along, if you'd be so excited. This one's much simpler. Does anyone, this is the story of the grasshoppers and the ants. Does anyone know this fable? And does anyone have a good grasshopper or cricket sound? There's a good one. Yeah. So in this story song, the grasshoppers say, "Chirrup, chirrup. Chirrup, chirrup." And a little bit, it's the sound that they make. A little bit, they're saying, cheer up, cheer up. So when I hear the crickets and the grasshoppers, I think about that. But so you just sing this. It's very easy. You just sing, cheer up, 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 cheer up. Beautiful. Way down in between the hills, where the corn and the vegetables grow, the ants were tending their fields of grain and building a hill of their own. Early each day they began their work, starting early each spring. As grasshoppers crouched in a field nearby, they were playing this song on their wings. They sang, cheer up, don't look down. Cheer up, I love the sound. Cheer up, it's all around. Cheer up, I love this town. Day after day, grasshoppers played, filling the hillside with song. As all of the ants prepared for the cold, they were dancing and humming along. They sang, cheer up, don't look down. Cheer up, I love the sound. Cheer up, it's all around. I love this town. The winds turned cold and the morning frost gave way to a blanket of snow. The grasshoppers started to shiver at night, and they wondered where they would go. The grasshoppers knelt in a field nearby. Grasshoppers knelt in the field nearby. Well, I forget how the story goes from there. But the ants, they had this whole beautiful, beautiful home built because they'd been working all spring, all summer, all fall. And then they were inside singing, cheer up, don't look down. Cheer up, I love this sound. Cheer up, it's all around. Cheer up, I love this town. One grasshopper walked up to the hill, frozen, tired, and in pain. He asked the ant there if they could come in, but his face showed a look of disdain. He said, I've seen you wasting the seasons away. I've seen you lazy playing all day, while we toiled in the fields and the hill all year. You are not welcome here. He said, you are not welcome here. The grasshopper turned on his heels to go, to take the news to his friends below. There in the doorway stood instead a crowd of ants who said, oh, brothers and sisters, thank you for your song. Oh, brothers and sisters, you kept our spirits strong. Won't you come inside for the winter and rest your weary wings? Come inside for the winter, you make our spirits sing. Yeah, you make our spirits sing. They sang, cheer up, don't look down. Cheer up, I love the sound. Cheer up, it's all around. Cheer up, I love this town. They sang and danced by the fireside. side by side. They sang, cheer up, don't look down. Cheer up, I love the sound. Cheer up, it's all around. Cheer up, I love this town.